환영합니다. That's welcome for you guys in Korean. Today we're going to be discussing The Force Awakens.
This feels like fan fiction to me.
I get that. To me, it sort of felt like, I've said it in previous episodes, but they do this thing where they just progress the story to a point in which they can tell a story, but it leaves us with more questions.
Like in fucking Empire, where it's like Luke Skywalker set up a rebel base on Hoth, and you're like, dude, that's the fucking story I wanted to see.
Exactly, yeah. And this one did the same exact thing because the first line of the title crawl, Luke Skywalker has vanished, and in his absence, the sinister First Order has risen from the ashes of the Empire. And I'm just like, what? Does this, like, how bad is this resistance that it takes one guy disappearing for this crazy, like, regime to take power?
Yeah, because that brings up that also brings up an interesting, like, what the fuck has Princess Leia been, General Argon, whatever the fuck they changed her name to? What has she been doing in the last 30 years?
And to kind of piggyback on your mistake, C-3PO also makes a mistake of calling her he's like General, and it's like, okay, did this happen like last year? Like, why are you still making that mistake? 3PO?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I feel like it's fan fiction.
Yeah.
Because C-3PO is fluent in a gajillion languages.
She hasn't been a princess since the very first film in which we saw her.
Right.
Like, I don't understand why people are making that mistake.
Yeah, that's exactly why it feels like fan fiction. No one would make that mistake.
Yeah.
Unless it'd been 30 years since you saw her. Hey, aren't you Princess Leia? Oh, well, you know my planet was destroyed, right? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm a general now. And you let the First Order rise from the ashes of the Empire?
Yeah. But there was one thing that, like, kind of cemented for me why the First Order was able to take power. Because in the film, you know, we see this guy, FN whatever. He needs to escape from this place, and he rescues Poe Dameron from captivity, and they escape together. And up until that point, to me, if I were a rebel, I would think this was a setup.
Yeah, me too. When the first time I watched the
movie,
movie,
saves me, wants me to take him to the rebel base.
Yeah, the first time I watched the movie, that's what I thought too.
Yeah, and then so the next thing that Poe does is get in a ship with him and proceed to tell him about a BB-8 unit that is orange and white and contains
the location
of Luke Skywalker. And I'm just like, okay, like if Finn had been a freaking spy,
double agent,
then it would have been over.
Yeah. Which I think, now that you say that, I really want that to have been like a previous draft.
I'm hoping it was too.
And then they were just like, let's not do that.
Or what I'm hoping too, like we've discussed, and I don't know if they would bring it back, but we've discussed how there was like inhibitor chips put into like stormtroopers during episode 3, which caused them to betray the Jedi.
The Order 66 thing?
Yeah, Order 66. I think it'd be interesting if Finn was a traitor, but he didn't know he was a traitor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he wakes up and then like fucking everybody's dead around him.
Yeah, like he's like a sleeper agent.
Yeah.
Now that we've proposed this sleeper agent thing, like, because there's a scene in the film, you know, where Finn gets taken by a Rathtar. I'm sorry. And he's the only person who actually gets taken by one and not just immediately eaten. So what if he's some sort of synthetic? You know what I mean? Like, what if he's not even human?
Yeah, what if he's
like, eat him?
What if he's like John Connor in Terminator Genesis?
Yeah. Damn.
That'd be crazy.
It would be.
Like he's a new type of droid.
Yeah. Called a replicant.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the aliens in this film? Like, did you feel there needed to be more of them?
Well, I've said this before, but I think we just need a main character who's an alien, and then I'll feel fine. But yeah, that whole scene at Maz's, however the fuck you pronounce her name, her little cantina, it was cool. And I liked how a lot of it was in camera.
Yeah, like I feel a lot of the aliens are relegated to the background because I mean that's what you can get away with the practical and the makeup mixed with the special effects. You know, it's keeping it minimal makes it easier to do. But some of those aliens I want to just see more of.
Yeah.
You know? Like I remember there's this one guy standing in line behind Rey when she gets that like that
one
quarter portion
ration
from Simon Pegg. Yeah. As Unkar plot.
Yeah. Are you talking about the guy with that weird pack? Like the backpack?
Yeah, that little dude.
That was cool.
The dude that looked like the monkey lemur thing from Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
Or it looked like something out of Labyrinth. It seems very convenient that both the Empire and the First Order are being essentially foiled by a single droid.
Yeah.
Like they love making these devastating weapons. You know, you got the Death Star, Starkiller Base. How about making a droid magnet?
Yeah, or an EMP,
you know?
like Keanu Reeves had in The Matrix to take out the squiddies. That'd be, yeah.
You just needed to get R2, and then you just needed to get BB-8, and you could have just defeated the rebels. But because you couldn't get those two droids, like you keep making soldiers and you keep making garbage men. And how about making a good IT guy? Like those Imperials on the bridge. What are they even doing? They're all Force.
Yeah, like where did what the fuck was that dude from Ex Machina?
Yeah, Dom.
Yeah, where's he from? He's clearly not a slave. I mean, he's probably been indoctrinated, but that's different. Yeah, I want to know where did this guy come from because he's like, dude, he's in it. He loves the First Order. Like, he gets really red in the face when he starts screaming and shit.
While he was giving that speech, I kind of wondered to myself, like, I know it was a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, but did they really only still have a PA system? Like, they didn't have any sort of screens? You know, like, all those soldiers were just listening to his voice.
Yeah, maybe they have uplinks in their helmets. Who knows?
Well, like, what was the point of standing on that podium and giving a speech if essentially only the first like two, I don't know what to call that, like battalions or whatever, like groups of squares of soldiers can see?
It's just to look like Nazi films.
Yeah. I want to see more of the Knights of Ren.
Me too, dude.
I'd love to hear more of that story.
There was
because that was a cool there was like a little vision.
Okay, so I moved to another country to work on this movie. And I met some great people when I was up there. But there was this one girl who swore that Kylo Ren was not a villain because he was too good looking. Tell me your thoughts about that.
Did you speak to her
after
the film?
This is
okay. Because I was gonna say, I mean, how does she feel?
I don't know.
After having seen it.
No, she thinks that there's definitely going to be a redemption arc because he's too good looking to be a villain.
Okay, because he's got that big old scar now. So I mean, if movies are to be believed, that's all it takes to become no longer good looking.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a theory about Rey's origin because there's. And, you know, this could be just a totally innocuous piece of information that they've shown us, but at one point she's wearing a squadron helmet.
Yeah.
Like from Gold Squadron. And so I took the liberty of looking up who was in Gold Squadron. And there was not really any notable people except for the final captain of Gold Squadron during Return of the Jedi. which was Lando Calrissian.
Whoa.
And so I doubt Rey is half black. But I do think Lando might have been the one to drop her off.
Interesting.
Like Lando might be the one she was waiting
for. Interesting. Yeah, I got the impression that it was Luke who dumped her there.
But I mean, if it is Luke, I don't see the point of putting so much mystery behind it. I feel like that would actually be kind of a letdown. I started wondering because, you know, following my whole Lando Calrissian theory and the whole, in episode 5, if you recall, Han got frozen in carbonite.
Yes.
Right? So like, would that prolong your life is what I'm asking. I mean, of course there'd be this is a lot of groundwork and a lot of like fan theory to go through, but for whatever reason I started wondering if Rey wasn't like, we don't know what Vader got into after, like I'm sure he felt lonely.
That'd be cool.
Or even Anakin's sister somehow. Like that's why I asked about the carbonite thing.
Yeah, it would. As far as I know, you are like imprisoned forever. You are not dead.
Because like Shmi could have had another kid.
It's true.
You know, we didn't see her for a while. But yeah, I'm starting to like think outside the box because I feel like there's some mystery there. But then if there isn't, I'm gonna be real disappointed.
Now that you brought it up, I really want it to be like, yeah, like that's Vader's daughter. That'd be dope, dude. And that's why she's so strong. Cause
to me, her origin has to be a mystery, you know, because it's like she's not that much younger than Kylo or Ben, depending on how you want to look at him. But and so like I feel like people should have known about her if she was one of the main people's kids, you know?
Yeah, how do you hide something like that without being like a huge dickhead? Yeah, I hope it's not one of those like, oh, Luke, I had a subject who fucking flipped out and went all Anakin on my school, so I ditched my daughter. Like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, seriously. Going thinking about Luke, what do you think he does all day? Like, do you think he just stands on that island, on that planet, alone, with his robe wrapped around him and his hood pulled up, and his back to any possible entrance, just standing alone and stoic?
Let's be totally real. Like, helicopters are loud, so I'm gonna imagine the Millennium Falcon is pretty loud. I'm sure he heard it landing, so he's like, "Oh, let me walk out. It's been a while since I've had guests." Okay. She's walking up. Okay, so I just like I'm gonna walk up to her like, "Hey, welcome." No, okay. Let me just stand over here. Okay, no, I gotta put my hood on. Okay.
Robe on.
Oh shit! I forgot my glove for my robot hand inside the hut. I'm just gonna have to. And he like turns around, and now she's just holding the fucking lightsaber. Ugh. Yeah, that's my dad's lightsaber.
Oh, it's my little sister.
Lightsaber. That's what I like to imagine. He's just like, it's like an anime where it's like too much internal monologue.
패드 드림 스프레이